With an immense pleasure, once again, I welcome all my professional colleagues to the next session of the today's event, CS Beyond Number by a well-known news anchor, CA Amit Arora. Amit is a journalist, news reader, anchor, radio jockey, quiz master, and a commentator with over 18 years of experience with Doordarshan and All India Radio. He is the voice behind Independence Day and Republic Day commentary. Amit has anchored prestigious events like presentation of the Union Budget, the Commonwealth Games, Olympics, and visit the state of guests and launch of government initiatives. He has presented several popular programs interviewing the people from politics, sports, arts, and culture. Amit has extensive understanding on media management and is a visiting faculty in many institutions like Delhi University, IP University, and ICI. As a faculty, Amit has mentored over 50,000 professionals over the last decade. Amit, a qualified chartered accountant in May 2001. He has held several senior financial management positions both with corporate and voluntary sector. He combines media with fintech expertise. As a board member, Credibility Alliance from 2014 to 17. Presently, he is a member, Steering Committee, Sustainable Sanitation Alliance. I got an opportunity to attend ICA International Conference in 2019 Mumbai. Mr. Amit Arora was anchored the entire event. It was a brilliant performance. He always mentioned about his life goal is to fight poverty and spread smiles. Being the elegant combo of media and fintech expertise to foster the financial inclusions and empower the people. Dear members, please help me to welcome a big round of virtual applause to CA Amit Arora. Amitji, virtual floor is all yours. Over to CA Amit.
Thank you very much, CA Kishore Alex, for that kind introduction. Thank you to CA Nirlab Bhatt and the entire executive committee team of ICI Doha for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. Rahi tha main avara, phirta tha mara mara, तेरे शहर में आकर एक दिन चमका तकदीर का तारा राही था मैं आवारा. Let me tell you that it's been 20 years that I qualified as a chartered accountant, and let me bow in reverence and gratitude to our alma mater ICI. I think the song would have given you enough sense that the topic is CA Beyond Numbers. But let me put the caveat straight away that numbers are important too. When Nirlab sir says in 12 months we have done 30 events, there's a number. When he mentioned 27, then please, given the youthful looks of Jai Chhera, don't think it was his age. He was mentioning his qualification, right? When Jai sir mentions 100 days holidays, see again the number. Pragnya will come and tell you what time she completes the triathlon, another number. So let me put the caveat straight away that numbers are very important, okay? But the point that I'm going to draw across today to everyone is that there is life beyond the number. And let us not, in pursuit of numbers, forget that life. That's the whole idea. So welcome everyone. My name is CA Amit Arora. And through the course of this conversation, if you have any feedback, you can write in the chat, or you could tweet me as well going forward. That's my Twitter ID at @AmiGood. And let me see if I could just do the full screen version of this. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So let's rededicate ourselves to the motto of the ICI, which is a quotation from the Kathopanishad, the Upanishads, Yayeshu Sukteshu Jagrati, which means that person who's awake in those that sleep. Once we do pursue the CA course, I think all of us would agree that there is a certain core skill set that we develop that includes common sense, observation, analysis. CA stands for challenge accepted. And once we accept that challenge, then we do solve the problem. And therefore, the society sees two primary roles for us. One, that of complete business solution provider. In the other, nation builder. So today, as I focus on CA beyond numbers, the core skill set remains the same. That's the skill set we hone in progressive manner. So how do we use that skill set and go beyond numbers while we are in the CA field, like many of us are, or we use the same core skill set in other fields, like Pragnya and myself, who are not into chartered accountancy as such, but very, very honored to prefix CA and use the core skill set that we acquired while pursuing the course. So first of all, it's a special day today, the 25th of January. It's National Voters' Day, because it was on this day, 1950, that the Election Commission came into existence. All of us would know that the first Lok Sabha elections happened in 1952. And of course, this is the eve of the 73rd Republic Day. And wishing you everyone a very happy 73rd Republic Day. Now, I told you one of the core skill set CA has is that of observation. Now, do you know what is special about the 73rd Republic Day? That has never happened in the 72 editions before. Look at this invitation card. This is the invitation card given by the Defense Ministry, Government of India. Absolute unique. What's the uniqueness this time? This card has embedded in it medicinal seeds. You heard me right. So Ayush Ministry came up with the idea. Once you have laid your hands on this card, not only you'll get access to Rajpath tomorrow, but after that, you can actually just tear it, put it in the pot, and you'll have these plants come out. This is biodegradable recycled paper. The point I'm to draw across is that for CAs to go beyond numbers, let's commit ourselves to ESG. Abo Hawa, like Jay sir said, environment, so very critical. Social governance. So beyond numbers, let's embrace ESG. Environmental would mean let's get more focused on renewable fuels, more knowledge on the greenhouse gas emissions. The companies we are auditing, let us also report on the sustainability in terms of energy efficiency, the climate risk, how are they managing their water? Do they have a scrap dealing policy? Are they contributing to the circular economy? What is the emergency preparedness? On the social front, are they respecting the working conditions, human rights? What's the impact on the local communities? All of this is becoming very critical. And in governance, there is renewed focus on ethical standards. Talking about ethical standards, you know that IESBA is one of the important bodies, which is the International Ethical Standards Board for Accountants. Now, come 1st of April this year, we'll have the NOCLAR become effective here in India. So what's NOCLAR? It's non-compliance with laws and regulations. And the question is, we already had the SA 250 that talked about considering the laws and regulations in an audit. So how come NOCLAR is different? Well, it's different because sometimes even when the auditors were embracing SA 250, there was always an element of confidentiality of the business of the client. And second, was that even part of the scope? And if they do find something which is illegal, how do they go about writing in a format and to whom? So now NOCLAR takes care of that. What is expected now from the government and the larger public interest is that chartered accountants go beyond numbers. If there is anything illegal happening, then in public interest, overriding the confidentiality of the client, it ought to be brought to the notice of the appropriate authority. And NOCLAR also now provides a framework to guide all the professional accountants in deciding how best to act in the public interest. So that's again, ethics, that's CA beyond numbers, acting in public interest. Now, I think in medical field, all of us would agree that we have a physician and we have a surgeon. And the society is very happy to accept both, respect both. The scope of both is also well recognized. So what's the difference? Physician is who checks you, and if there is any illness, gives you medicine. Surgeon usually comes into the picture when the medicine don't work. Then you have to operate right? Similarly, in CA, I think time has come this new year 2022, as we wish each other Happy New Year, to let the world know that there is two separate roles. One, that CA is an auditor. Two, you want us to investigate, then we are in the role of investigator. When we are as an auditor, we are representing the true and fair view. So that is an assurance. There could still be a scam that may go unnoticed, but that doesn't mean that post the scam, people say, where is the auditor? Well, it's not necessary for the audit to find all the scams. We're giving an opinion, a learned opinion on the truthness and fairity of the financial statements. Now, if the society wants us to also go a little deeper, then just like physician and surgeon, also have the investigator role being crystallized. That's CA beyond numbers. CA beyond numbers. Time has come because that is the expectation of the society. Now, technology will play a big role. Look at these two pictures. Phone is now a computer which can call. Even if Graham Bell were to come to Earth again, he will probably be having challenge recognizing the modern day phones. It's gone too far. And I think we all are a really lucky generation because never ever in the history of mankind has it ever happened in the history of humanity that at the click of the button, the whole world can listen to you. I believe this particular session organized by the ICI Doha chapter is being live streamed on YouTube, which means the person can join us from America, Europe, Asia Pacific, across the globe. That's the power. And therefore, CA beyond numbers. Can chartered accountants, with all the financial and business acumen that they have, create awareness, leveraging technology? Say, for example, there is something called IEPF. This is under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and SEBI wanted it to be coming into existence. So according to the Companies Act 2013, Investor Education and Protection Fund was created. As of date, over 2,000 crores rupees lie in IPF, which is the unclaimed amount of shares, debentures, dividend on the same. I believe CAs have a role to play to guide those investing in securities that if you have an unclaimed amount, please claim that. Look at the status of the EPFO. It's a very popular retirement savings scheme. But can you write in the chat, what's the unclaimed amount of EPF lying with the EPFO? Just take a guess and write in the chat. I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, so Manish Kumar is close to the answer. It is about, it's about half of what you've written is about 25,000 crore. I'm saying that CAs need to play a role that these 25,000 crores standing in EPFO, unclaimed, and about 2,000 crore go to their respective beneficiaries. Not only this, now that we have opened so many bank accounts, we are talking about banking the unbanked. We're talking about funding the unfunded, say through Mudra schemes. We're talking about securing the unsecured, whether it is pension, insurance schemes. We're talking about connecting the unconnected, reaching out to the rural areas, ensuring equitable growth, creating digital infrastructure, reaching the unreached. I think overall for an inclusive economy, it's essential that chartered accountants play an increasing role. So this is CAs going beyond numbers, ensuring that whatever has worked, that successful model is replicated and we are having an inclusive economy. I think COVID has taught us a lesson that if all of us are not taken care of, then the virus is not going to go away. I think 50 years down the line, we all will remember COVID as something that brought humanity together. And I believe that humanity has the power to be its own savior. So whether you are in Doha, whether you are in Bahrain, Kuwait, America, wherever you are, or in India, I'm saying some of the challenges that planet Earth face are common. And therefore, inclusive economy becomes very essential. So coming back to the slide, CA beyond numbers, I hope we are reasonably clear of the first half, that we could still be in the field of chartered accountancy, as many of you are, but still go beyond numbers and contribute. So we have to be mindful of the ESG. We have to be mindful of the upcoming changes in legislations. the ethics, sustainability, all of this becomes very crucial. Now, the other part of CA Beyond Numbers is, how about being in other field? So you can well be a CA, but you are in another field. I think we must really pay gratitude to ICI Doha, because we've got a very strong proponent of chartered accountants excelling in other field. We have amongst us CA Pragnya Mohan, and she'll be speaking right after me. We're all looking very eagerly to speak to her. She's a triathlete. For those of us who only know cricket or a little bit of the beautiful game football, can you tell me, right in chat, can you tell me what are the 3 sports, when I say triathlon, what are the 3 sports that are included? Pragnya is also watching. Let's see whether we get many of the people in chat right. What are the 3 sports of triathlon? Okay, so we've got Manish Kumar, very active in chatting. He's got the fastest fingers, wondering whether he's ever appeared on the KBC. Shilpa Pavani, the right answer. No, she's saying swimming twice. Suresh says swimming, cycling, athletes. Okay, well, innovation is so very essential for CA to go beyond numbers. So if I have the permission of the chair, Nidlap sir, while Pragnya will speak for 45 minutes, can I just request her to make a cameo appearance and say something for 1 line and share more about the sport of triathlon?
Absolutely, please.
Pragnya, welcome. People are very keen to have at least a trailer from you. What is triathlon, and are you a triathlete first or a chartered accountant first?
I think I'm both. Like both of the parts of my identity make who I am and make me popular, or, you know, has been invitational in this. So triathlon is a combination sport of swimming, cycling, and running.
So it's a long distance running?
So it is long distance. It is swimming 1.5 kilometers, followed by 40 kilometers of cycling and 10 kilometers of running.
Wow. And is that in that order, that swimming has to be first?
Yes. Generally, it is swimming is first. Swimming, cycling, and running.
So that means, Ankur, it's wrong answer. Running is not first. Shilpaji, wrong answer. So it has to be swimming, cycling, and then running, right? Swimming, cycling, and then running.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we've really learned about that. Before I let you go, I mean, I love asking questions. Your biggest memory of during CA articleship days?
So CA articleship days, I really enjoyed. I was an intern with EY. So I really enjoyed, I think getting the leadership roles because of sports. I had a lot of stamina. So one particular audit I remember is I was auditing Coca-Cola. And we had the finalization, and we spent almost like we were there till 2 a.m. in the morning. So I think that was a memorable incident. I also had tussle with my managers and stuff. So it was a very different experience.
So that means that triathlon requires a lot of endurance. It was during the articleship itself that you had that spirit of endurance within you.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you so much for this cameo. And I'm sure that we're all waiting with bated breath to listen to CA Pragnya Mohan in just a bit. Thank you very much, Pragnya, for helping us understand triathlon well. So thank you, everyone who responded in the chat. So in terms of the other fields, here you are, Pragnya. And as you know, the meaning of her name is unique. Every child, they say, is unique. And therefore, you can become a chartered accountant, but still retain your USP. If it is endurance, how about triathlon as a sport? Do whatever you feel like, because it's one life and you know best that what's your skill set. Now, if you don't want to take to sports, here's another option. Well, yours truly is a sports commentator. I truly enjoy when I do commentary for Olympics, and this is on 7th of August. Sitting with me is India athlete Rupinder Singh, who used to run 800 meters. And that day, India won gold medal. You know, we also feel being part of the history when we do commentary sitting on the live, Doordarshan studios. And when Neeraj won that gold, I can tell you the entire studio was absolutely, just mesmerized. Not only we covered Olympics, we covered Paralympics. This is Trivendra Singh, who will be representing in the Paris Olympics. He's a table tennis player. And you know that Bhavina Bain got a silver And what a moment it was on that particular day. So we were playing table tennis live on Doordarshan Sports that day. At how sitting on a wheelchair, Pravina Ben plays table tennis, and the kind of, commitment she showed on that particular day. The entire team is absolutely ecstatic. Live broadcasting is great fun. You never know what's going to happen next moment. I remember on that day, 7th of August, we all were expecting Neeraj to do well. But when we started live, this is a picture taken at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. And Aditi, who was ranked 200 in golf, ended up coming at number 4. She missed out a bronze by a whisker, just a whisker. And trust me, we learn some things, as we do commentary. So when she was playing golf that morning, and we had to do live commentary for golf for a couple of hours, we don't do commentary for golf as such. So you have to pick very fast. What is at par? What is putt? What is birdie? What is bogey? Is there a genuine chance for Aditi to win a bronze? Not many would have given her a chance. And that's why I go beyond numbers. Because if you look at the number, what was Aditi's ranking in golf at the start of Tokyo Olympics? 200. Where did she finish her campaign? Number 4. Just one shot. If she could have done a little better, she would have got us a bronze, unprecedented in golf. So that's great fun. And trust me, handling all of this pressure is personally easy for me, having done a challenging course like chartered accountancy. I absolutely, live broadcasting is just play. Every day we are in front of the camera, having the microphone in radio, and we just thoroughly enjoy ourselves. It's a team game, but we really enjoy bringing news to you in public interest. The other day, just a couple of days back, I did this live show. This was on Omicron. So all these months, the last 2 years, we've had a lot of live shows. And the idea again is to analyze the impact of the COVID pandemic and make people aware. So here are the panel of the scientists and eminent doctors. And then you have the callers who call us live on the show. See, it's the analysis that chartered accountancy teaches you, that you don't struggle asking questions. So you will ask, okay, what are the symptoms? How is the symptom in Omicron different from the one that we saw in Delta? Then when is it that the doctors prescribe antibiotics? Make people aware that antibiotics primarily are to fight bacterial infection. Whereas when you talk about Omicron, it's a viral infection, which essentially means, as a rule of thumb, no antibiotics are prescribed to fight Omicron. Right? So I'm saying that you have to understand it yourself, analyze. If I had taken 2 jabs of Covaxin earlier, and now I have to take a booster shot, do I have to take Covaxin only? What if somebody was in America, took 2 shots of Pfizer, back in India now? Here in India, you don't have Pfizer vaccine available. Which booster shot will they give? I'm saying these questions, with all permutations and combinations, become easy for me to ask, courtesy the learnings I had as a chartered accountant. Because you know how to analyze the business 360 degree. It becomes very easy. So it might sound incredible to you, but certainly anchoring becomes easy. News reading becomes easy. Commentary becomes easy because of the chartered accountancy skills that you had. So when I do commentary for Independence Day, it's like when President Kalam said chartered accountant is a nation builder, you really feel very humbled. And you do your best. Similarly, when we learned during chartered accountancy days how to draft a legal opinion. So that also helps you to know how to draft your commentary. That if you have to do commentary, okay, let me begin by wishing everyone Independence Day. Then maybe I will describe the Red Fort. Then maybe the camera will pan right in front. I'll talk about Chandni Chowk. In comes Prime Minister. I'll start talking about him. He takes the Guard of Honor. I'll describe how the Guard of Honor is going to happen. Yes. He comes up onto the ramparts. Then you probably start talking about the tricolor. So I'm saying that because we drafted the legal opinion, you always knew how to go about putting the section, case law, and you never struggled with words. Similarly for radio. So television, you still have pictures. So you can take strategic pauses because the pictures are telling their own story. But when you're doing cricket commentary, say for radio, it's an entire team. You've got the scorer. So scorer will keep a tab on the scores and the wickets. And you have to constantly analyze and speak. In radio, you can't even have a pause of 1 second. And God forbid, if it rains, and you have no play happening for say half an hour, 1 hour, that is when your skill as a commentator gets tested. Because you have to kind of bring in everything from weather to food to any controversy in cricket that might be happening to any future changes, everything. So, and you'll be very happy, right behind me is Sushil Doshi ji, who's actually a cricket commentator, the first one to get Padma Award. And just about an hour back, the Padma Awards have been announced, because usually Padma Awards are announced on the eve of Republic Day. So it's a huge honor for cricket commentators that one of us got the Padma Awards a few years back. Now, here's the breaking news, by the way. So we talked about newsreader, we talked about radio jockey, we've talked about the sports personality. I'm very happy to share that this year I'm pouring into film as well. So we've shot this film. It is into post-production right now. It'll be released in June. And I'm very happy about doing this film. Because, when you enact a particular person in a film, it's really like understanding life more closely. So my film is called Friday, and look at this poster. This is a shot that I had to give where, the character's name is Anubhav. He comes back home. He rings the bell. Nobody opens the door. He knocks the door. Nobody opens because his family members are very unhappy. And of course, you have to watch the film to know the plot. And then that night, he actually stays outside. Now, never ever have I stayed outside my house like that. Now, how do you imagine? How do you visualize? How do you bring those emotions? So I sometimes believe that when you do enact a certain role, you get connected to life and you understand those emotions well. So having portrayed this character of Anubhav, I was very happy. And I'm very happy that, I have this film which is coming this year, because ultimately you have to realize that what is it that you feel good at? Ultimately, you are here to live. So one can do the traditional chartered accountancy roles of accounting, auditing, financial management, but that is not what CA is limited to. With the core skill set that I had pointed out of common sense, observation, analysis, challenge accepted attitude, and problem solving approach, contributing to the role of being a complete business solution provider and nation builder, trust me, we are capable of doing anything. Personally, I experience freedom in creativity. I just love day in, day out doing some creative stuff because it comes from the soul. You can never get fatigued. Here, as a journalist, I can tell you, we have no difference between Sunday and Monday because the breaking news never sees it's Sunday or Monday. For us, there is no difference between weekdays and weekends. We do take time off because you have to be in solitude at times to rejuvenate yourself, to read, to increase your vocabulary, to write fresh scripts. But there is no pressure per se because we as artists enjoy a certain freedom. And freedom is the core value of our being. And trust me, when you do follow your passion, which could be beyond the numbers, you will feel very light because no matter how much valuables you may accumulate, at the end of the day, if you compare, it'll always be values which weighs more, simply because in the values is also freedom. So I hope that you have creative freedom. You are not bound by numbers, but you go beyond numbers. So that is what I wanted to present on CA's Beyond Numbers. And for those wondering that why did I have this picture of beautiful sparrows in the nest? Well, if companies get profit, but species from the planet become extinct, that profit is not profit. So that's why profit has to be seen along with planet and people. So if number of sparrows go less, there is no point in having the number of profit go up. Let's respect sparrows. Let's also ensure their nest stays. And let's ensure that all of us can fly just like a bird. And the sky is also not the limit. Thank you very much.